Hey, and welcome back to the Rick and Dafs podcast. I'm Dafs.
And I'm Rick.
And as always, we are here unscripted and raw.
That was amazing. It gave me chills.
You asked for the extra sauce.
I love the extra sauce. I wish you would give me the extra sauce every time. Anyways, we have a lot going on this week. Mm-hmm. We've got That's Debatable. Mm-hmm. We've got
Thought of the Week.
And we've got another addition to the WWPI.
The Willy Wonka Power Index.
Ooh, man, that's almost like, that's an intro into of itself. Mm-hmm. I like that. But first, the Thought of the Week. Strip poker on the Enterprise. Who you got?
They only have one Z.
But contractually, he had a banner.
Wesley Crusher would make a terrible Dread Pirate Roberts.
I feel like you're doubting my ability to seduce an ape princess.
I'm not doubting. I'm a little doubting. It's the Rick and Dafs Thought of the Week.
So, Dafs, this week, I've been thinking about a lot of things. Mm-hmm. But recently, I've been spending a lot of time thinking about Humpty Dumpty. I mean, it's obviously a children's rhyme or something, right? I don't know what it's meant to illustrate. But when you look deeper into it, it's just incredibly confusing.
As to why you'd be on a high ledge if he's so fragile?
Yeah, well, that's one thing. And also, why is the king trying to help him out? Like, does he owe the king money? Is it like a weird hostage type situation where, like, they traded sons to, like, keep the peace? And Humpty Dumpty is from, like, the Egg Society. And now he's fallen off the ledge. And now, like, Egg Society peace is on the, like, brink of failure because Humpty Dumpty's dead.
It does say all of the king's men.
Yeah, like everybody is trying to put this person back together.
It's
like
what is hands on deck?
What does Humpty Dumpty have on this king that he's like putting all these resources into like fixing him?
It's mutually assured destruction.
Yeah,
both have their hand on the button.
Yeah, like what is going on there?
The smallest change could set off thermonuclear war, and this other king's son just fell off my wall and is dying.
It's like the equivalent of some person comes over to your house and then trips over some like garden feature that you have out.
Except that their parents at home with thermonuclear war button.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. You've been to my barbecues. You know what it's like.
It's like if Kim Jong-un or whatever his name is, when he came to America to go to college, had somehow like tripped over a garden gnome and deeply injured himself.
Yeah, I remember hearing that story that he went to primary school or something in London or Austria, or I can't remember where it was.
I don't know. I thought he came here.
Was it here?
Anyways, all I'm saying is there's a lot more to this story than meets the eye. Tell me I'm wrong.
I don't think you're wrong.
Okay. Anything to add?
No.
Your thoughts.
Yeah, it does just seem, I don't know. It brings me to a larger point where, do we really need to save everybody? I mean, that's a dark thought.
If you're stupid enough to sit on the ledge when you're an egg.
If you are an egg and you are on a wall high enough to totally obliterate you into pieces, maybe we put a warning sign up, it says, hey, eggs are fragile. This is a wall. But I think anything past that, we don't owe them anything.
Yeah.
This egg society, I mean.
There's a reason why there aren't any of them left.
I was going to say, I can't imagine that war would be very long. It seems like it'd be a quick battle.
Yeah, you would guess. I don't know, but if like the way the eggs are formed, like you can't crush them, like squeezing them that certain way.
Yeah, circumferential pressure, I'm using that word, make it up, it takes a lot to destroy them. But any small edges, I mean, even indigenous populations with blowguns would
be really good at geometry, though. Probably because of this.
They would be.
Their math skills would probably be super advanced.
Yeah.
This brings me to another thought. Did you know that one of the in ancient Greece, this guy, I can't remember exactly what formula he disproved, but his pupils were so enraged that he had disproven this like well-known theory that they threw him overboard in the sea and he died?
No.
So lots of lessons there.
That's why we have classes indoors now.
These are why. Yeah, this is the things I think about when nobody's around.
Real quick, would you say that the Humpty Dumpty Society, their primary school grades on a curve?
That's really bad.
I had to let that out.
Feel better now?
Oh, it was
pent up.
I would say it was excellent. They have really good hair too in that society. It's not real. It's all extensions, but
I am really excited to move on from this topic.
All right.
It's that whole cheddar news story all over again with you. What is with you and food puns? You just can't stop.
All right. Well, that was the thought of the week. That was over easy.
Oh, Lord. Okay. I'm really having a hard time balancing it.
You got Rick scrambled here.
Yeah. Shut up. Stop saying that. What's the next segment? I don't even know anymore.
So that was thought of the week. That's debatable is coming up next. Stay tuned
for this quick commercial break.
That's debatable.
Well, that was a really quick commercial break.
Very quick.
And I think that you were also the star of that commercial, so you didn't even technically go away.
Nope.
Okay, so this week on That's Debatable, what are we talking about?
We are talking about which is more useful to you in your current life. The Mauraders Map from Harry Potter or Thors Hammer. In this case, though, they don't use hammers very often. I mean, obviously, the Asgard did.
I was going to say, you as a hospice nurse carrying around a giant hammer into homes of elderly sick people, probably not a good look.
No. I
get a lot of phone calls.
I think Thor's stethoscope
stethoscope.
or Thor's pen would be a lot easier.
Yeah. What were you thinking? Are you going to choose a stethoscope?
No, I'm going to go for pen. Because, I mean, I can use pen in my daily life, even when I'm not at work.
Yeah, a stethoscope is kind of unwieldy to carry around. You'd have to get like almost like a bag or a purse to carry it around in your regular life.
Well, plus I imagine, like, it's hard to accidentally kill someone with a pen. But if you were to, like, lay your stethoscope down, it would easily strangle someone. Those things loop around themselves so fast.
Ooh, when you called it back, it could definitely.
Oh, my God. It'd be like
it wraps around somebody's and, like, just brings them to you.
You know what? I'm changing that. I'm changing it because I use it daily. And if I threw that thing, like one of those Batman...
like a batarang?
Batarangs that wraps his feet up. And then I could drag them toward me.
By the way, why are you holding the pop filter up to your face?
Because
are you popping?
My peas are not nearly as popping right now. Whereas now my peas are very popping right now.
See, I like it better that way. It's more potent. Just learn to deal with your diction, my friend.
All right.
So I'm going to go Mauraders Map. Here's why. Introverts. If you're an introvert, having that map is going to be super helpful. You pull that out right before you show up to a party, you know exactly who's in there and where they're at. Also, like, if you want to refill for something, you know, like, if there's people milling around that you don't want to talk to that are near the thing that you want, so you can just bide your time. I like it for for that reason specifically, because I would always pull it out to see what lines would be like or what was going to happen.
You could use it for lines at a theme park or bathrooms at a stadium.
Just for social situations where, like, oh, my drunk Uncle Albert is circling the living room. I'm going to stay out of there.
Kind of creepy, but maybe useful or not. It also tells you the person's name.
Exactly.
So you would know someone's name if you're like, oh, man, that person looks really cool. I'd like to start a conversation up with them, but I don't remember their name. I've met them at least 3 times. I feel like a jerk. It's Stephanie. Stephanie is her name. It says right here.
Or at the hospital. Where's that doctor? Flipping through the things.
Oh, my God.
He's on floor 6.
Tracking down doctors
I will find him.
Would be so much easier.
Exactly.
Just page me. Oh, I have. 19 times.
Or like in scenarios where I need to talk to like a supervisor, and they're like, oh, the supervisor's not here. I'm like, no. According to this map, he's just back there.
Right.
I know he's there. Stop trying to give me the runaround, Junior. That's a good argument for the Mauraders Map against the pen.
That is true.
Or the stethoscope, or whatever you choose.
However, imagine, for me, stethoscope, for you people out in the world who are not maybe a hospice nurse right now, if you had a pen that no one else could pick up but you, and at any moment you could just call it to your hand and it would travel directly to you.
And accidentally stab whoever was in its path.
I mean, yeah, you wouldn't want to do it from you wouldn't want to leave it
From home.
You wouldn't want to leave it in Atlanta and then call it when you're back in
Unexplained deaths just throughout the country in a linear line to Washington.
Someone would figure that out really fast. They'd be like, that's so weird. 83 people and also some cattle all died.
Tons and tons of structural damage.
But yeah, you'd have a pen that you could always call to you. No one else could steal it. It's immensely heavy so that no one else can pick it up, but it will not destroy whatever structure it's on. So I can put it on the table in front of me. Table's not going to buckle and break, but no one can pick it up. If I wanted, let's say, do a civilian's arrest or citizen's arrest.
Civilians. I like citizens arrest.
Citizen's arrest. All I have to do is say, hey, you, stop, and then just put this pen on their shoulder, and they will crumple like bricks.
And break every bone in their body.
No, because it doesn't break things. It just holds them down.
Side note, my grandfather, the best compliment he could give you would be to tell you were a good citizen. No joke. He'd be like, he literally writes on my birthday cards, Rick, I love you. You are a good citizen. Highest praise. Anyways, you know what? I was thinking for somebody like you, for somebody like you, maybe your glasses.
Ooh.
Because then you never lose your glasses. 2, if somebody attacks you, your glasses have glass in them. You can gouge out their eyes. I don't know.
That's true. I think maybe just
Indiana Jones would want his hat to be made of that stuff.
Yeah.
And he'd throw his hat. In fact, if you had a hat made of that, you could throw it like a frisbee and just it would destroy everything.
Well, that's why I'm saying
it would be awesome.
All I have to do is toss a pen behind somebody and then call it back to me.
And it would destroy them. You'd end up in prison though for murder pretty fast.
You know how I get out?
With your pen?
With my pen that goes through walls.
You would be really hard to capture.
Right?
They'd have to cut off your hands.
No, because he can call it back to him at any point.
I know, but you wouldn't be able to grab it, so you wouldn't be able to throw it.
Oh. I'd have to learn to write with my mouth.
I guess. It wasn't the writing that I think they would be so concerned with. Stop it, he's writing. He's writing again.
Ooh.
The Mauraders Map now, less likelihood of having that taken away from you, unless you're using it for crime, which it would also be super helpful for.
Yeah. I mean, honestly.
Were I to be a bank robber, were I to be a hitman, or
these
were I
together would work best.
I would lease it to the police when they were about to do a SWAT team invasion. I'd be like, here, for $2,000, I'll give you this map that shows you exactly where everyone is in this house at any given second. That way you don't even have to worry about it. You know where the hostages are. That's a pretty cheap price to pay for... I mean, I would definitely be making money off of human tragedies, so...
Yeah, and they would...
Ethically, that's probably not good, but...
They'd burn you at the stake, even in 2017.
It's a witch.
It's a witch.
Now, technically, primarily only women have been killed for being witches, obviously. Mm-mm. But, is that, a generic term, or is it a, specific female term, the term witch?
No, you can be a male and be a witch. They typically call males warlocks, but that's not actually a direct translation. It's not as male witch, female witch, men are called warlocks. No, warlocks is something totally different. And some men were killed as witches, actually. One of the most badass last lines ever was in the Salem witch trials. This guy was accused of witchcraft, and if he denied it, none of his possessions get passed down to his family. Even if if he admitted it, that was the same true. So he wouldn't admit or deny it, and they crushed him to death. And they kept asking him as they put more boulders on his chest, "Are you a witch?" And all he would say is, "More weight." And I was like, whoa.
That's intense.
Most badass last lines ever. It's like the ultimate FU, but of course they're Puritan, so they don't swear. They murder, but not swear.
Yeah. Murdering, totally cool. The Puritans, actually, a lot of them got pregnant outside of marriage. That was pretty normal. Isn't that weird? But we are way, way off track. The point is the Mauraders Map is a billion times better than your murder pen.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you'd be in prison. Like, over under on you going to jail before you were, let's say, 35.
Over and under on me getting out of jail before I'm 35 and a half.
Okay, but is that the life you want to leave?
Okay, but if someone were to come at you, how is your Marauder Map going to help you? You
Why-
can run away, but if it
Why
gets
in
taken
my
away
life?
from you?
But people are less likely to come after me because I'm not accidentally killing them with my murder pen that's flying through the sky, killing people.
But let's say you do try to rent out your Marauder Map to the police. What if they just say, "No, we're not giving it back"?
Then I would sue them.
And then in litigation, they can make it last years. And I'm sure national security would come in there sooner or later and go up to a higher level.
Well, then I just have to keep it for introverted purposes.
Yeah, it's not as useful.
I'm saying for everyday life, it's useful. Yours is more useful for if some person is trying to kill you.
Do you know how often I lose a pen? It's so often.
Yeah. How often do you lose a pen and then end up killing somebody when trying to get it back? For me, that's not a common occurrence. For you, with that pen, I'm fairly certain it would be.
That's true.
Ipso facto, victory to me.
I'm just wondering if there's a way that I could use this for transportation.
Wait, you're like riding the pen or like holding on to it?
I can only call it back to me, right?
Uh-huh.
But what if I like attach a sled to it and have someone else ride it, and then I just call it? I don't know. There's got to be a way.
I don't think there is a way.
The hammer can fly, right?
You'd have to have somebody else that could also call the pen.
Or I could just have them hold on to it, and I could have them come to me.
Yeah.
Assuming that they could also pass through walls.
And not be horribly killed.
Otherwise, it would just go straight through their hand.
Tragedy on the streets today is a small woman punched through a man's heart and then passed through him. These images are disturbing, and you really can't make out anything because she was traveling at over 150 miles an hour.
Yeah, it does move really fast.
Stacy just has terrible PTSD. You said you wanted to meet now. Yeah. See, I'm going Mauraders Map all the way. It's useful for me. It's useful for the police. It's useful for hitman and mobsters. It's just better. I declare victory.
All right.
Okay. And now, lastly, the main event. The WWPI.
The Willy Wonka Power Index.
That's right, Dafs. And this week, our contestant is one of my favorites.
And it's not even really a person. This candidate, we had to give a person to it just to get it on the Willy Wonka Power Index.
But it's awesome. It's the Sorting Hat. I've been in love with the Sorting Hat ever since our magical items episodes. And I have actually, I think everything about it is super cool. I think there needs to be a movie about just the Sorting Hat. I've talked to Dafs a lot about the Sorting Hat.
We've had many discussions on the Sorting Hat.
Late night texts, heart to hearts.
So yes, it can talk. And yes, it has a personality. And yes, it takes up space and has matter. But it's not a person,
It has
and it
powers.
can't move.
It has powers.
Yeah, it can provide
And
you
how
with things.
just because
and
we've
it
never
can
seen
sort
it
things.
move doesn't mean it can't move. In my mind, it can fly, and in my mind, it can also take over people's bodies by putting itself on their heads.
When it puts itself, no, because it doesn't even put itself on the heads. You have to have Dumbledore or Professor McGonagall place it on the children's heads. And then, yeah, it has a personality, but you can tell it not to put you in a house, and it will listen to you.
If it chooses to.
I guess.
Do you think it would, if Draco had been like, no, I don't want to go into Slytherin, he would have been like, sure thing, we'll put you in Ravenclaw. He would have been like, no, you're evil, you're going into Slytherin.
Yeah, no, that's true. He would have relegated him, quarantined him.
Then he would have given Dumbledore the sword of Gryffindor to kill him.
That's true.
Anyways, so I proposed this to Dafs, and he begrudgingly agreed. The Sorting Hat on the head of Jackie Chan trying to defeat Willy Wonka. Now, this is our first tandem pairing. Jackie Chan himself probably could get a little bit of a ways.
Yeah, I mean, Jackie Chan is a human, and humans, we agreed, were what, 1 or 2 on the power index?
Like a 2 or a 3.
But he's probably about a 2 or a 3.
Yeah,
just
he's a
by
solid 3.
himself,
But now he has a magical hat.
which can commentate on what he's doing. I don't understand, like, how this is going to help him.
Think about it. So the Sorting Hat has ancient wisdom, 1, knowledge of magic,
Which he's a muggle, though, so he can't use.
but it doesn't matter. He has knowledge of magic. And I'm fairly certain that Willy Wonka is like Voldemort incarnate into another universe. Think about it.
So, and it also can provide
He's like
items.
capitalist Voldemort. He's enslaved a group of like halflings. He has gained control of the world with an addictive substance. He's committing numerous crimes, as we've talked about. If there's not some magic going on there, then I don't know. Like, he's not like an Iron Man person. He's a magic. He's traveling into other dimensions to get these halflings. The Sorting Hat would be able to sort out what was going on.
But you'd still have Jackie Chan going up
Punching.
against this guy, just punching him.
I like the visualization of Jackie Chan like fighting 10 Oompa Loompas. I think that the Sorting Hat, you know how it has those little like off-putting like ribbons? I feel like the Sorting Hat would be reaching out and grabbing the Oompas and like throwing them into the chocolate river or like slamming their heads together.
I agree that would likely be happening. The only way I imagine that this is useful for Jackie Chan is if the Sorting Hat is just constantly giving him weapons, like guns.
That's the thing. Is the Sorting Hat is kind of like Santa's sack.
So let's put Jackie Chan with a gun on the power index, not the Sorting Hat.
The Sorting Hat has unlimited supplies of weapons. He could also pull out a nuclear bomb if that's what he really needed to defeat Willy. I'm just saying. Also, think about it. Jackie Chan sneaks in because he's super, ninja style, like, right? He abducts one of the lead Oompas, right? He's interrogating him. He sticks the hat on the Oompa Loompa's head, and the Oompa Loompa can read his mind. Or, sorry, the hat can read his mind. He knows all the stuff that's going on.
The hat would be a good interrogator.
Yeah. So,
I'll give you that.
yeah. Or like he catches Willy unawares. I feel like the combination of the martial arts and sneakiness of Jackie Chan combined with the magical capabilities of the hat make it a very potent force.
I mean, yeah.
I'm convincing you. Slowly but surely.
A little bit.
Also, let's not deny Jackie Chan with the sword of Gryffindor.
Okay, but that's the thing. Jackie Chan's doing most of the heavy lifting, or in this case, literally all physical lifting.
Yeah, but without the hat, I mean, it's like he has 2 extra limbs because of those ribbon things.
Okay, but you also could just give Jackie Chan the ComSat satellite that Jack Bauer has in 24, and someone could just talk him through all those things.
Okay, tell me this. Jackie Chan, by himself, okay, you can give him one weapon. Whatever it is.
A Ming vase. Because he has priceless faces in all his movies.
Or, we were talking about the sword of Gryffindor. He's got the sword, right? Do you give him a better shot with simply the sword or with the hat?
He would have a better shot with the hat.
That's
because
what
the
I'm
hat
saying.
could provide more swords.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's
and
not necessarily an
interrogation
argument.
techniques. Okay, how about this? The sorting hat just abducts some random person, controls their brain, and makes them go into the factory.
Controls their movement like Ratatouille style.
Exactly. He is running the show.
Then no, he would not beat Willy Wonka.
You don't think he's got even a chance?
Nope.
Why not?
Because Jackie Chan is Jackie Chan. Jim off the street is going to be like, what's going on?
Jim from The Office with the sorting hat controlling him, I think has a shot because of those ribbon arms. Also, he could give him guns and weapons and brooms and whatever else. I think the sorting hat would be like, there is great evil here. I can sense it when he's like floating past the Willy Wonka thing. And it's like Jumanji. Like, the game is alive, the hat is alive. It takes over this person's brain and uses them for its own will. It bends them to his will.
I mean, but then you're relying on it giving like weapons, like guns and things. Which at that point, guns should just be on the Willy Wonka power
Okay,
index.
but when we've talked about this before, we've always stated that, like, so Codpiece, he has a gun as part of his superpowers. There's a reason why humans by themselves score very poorly, and superheroes who have weapons score much higher.
So you're saying the sorting hat is essentially a weapon
Yeah.
and not a candidate in and of itself for the power index.
I completely disagree, but fine, whatever. It's a sentient being.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you
I'm
that.
not saying the Mauraders Map should go attack Willy Wonka, because the Mauraders Map has no mind of its own. The sorting hat does.
It's a gray area.
It's a gray area that I am going to utilize. So, okay. We can agree to disagree on whether the sorting hat is even legitimately capable of competing in the WWPI. But where would you score Jackie Chan with the sorting hat on the WWPI?
I give him a 4.5.
4.5?
At
That's a
least.
super low score.
At least.
Why? But 7 is the cutoff. You have to get at least a 7 to be able to make the WWPI.
Yeah, but I mean, the sorting hat is at best what, a +2, maybe a +3.
If we are
to an average
playing,
individual, and if you put
if we're playing Munchkin and the sorting hat is on there, the sorting hat is at least a +4 to a +5.
we're using Munchkin rules,
I'm just
now?
saying, if that was a card in Munchkin, it would have an insane bonus, an insane buff.
But
You give the sorting hat to any person, they immediately get stronger.
well, yeah, but like a human would be like a 1 or maybe a 2.
I might even I mean, I would still lose. There's no way I could defeat Willy Wonka on my own. But do I stand like 3 times a better chance? Yes. Now, does that still bring me only to a 3? Maybe.
Okay. So, but if we're gonna have Jackie Chan be a 2.5 or maybe a 3,
Then that would put him at a 9.
there's no way. The math's all wrong on that. You're saying that what? That Superman is on the exact same level as
Superman's a 10 for sure.
Well, okay, but you're saying that it's that close of a call that Jackie Chan with a sorting hat is better than Batman.
But you are forgetting that this isn't like who's better. This is who can defeat Willy Wonka the best. This is not a test of like it's not like a test of comparing superheroes to each other.
No, but it is a litmus test, a perfect litmus test of how capable superhero is. And there's
I love
no
that you said that it was a
way-
perfect litmus test, by the
Yes.
way. I really appreciate that.
There's no way that he's a 9.
Okay, he's probably not a 9, but I would definitely give him a solid 6 to a 7. It's close to a push to me.
He might be a 6. And that's if you're giving him like dual wielding guns and it's a young Jackie Chan.
Oh,
and
it would definitely be young
and the
Jackie
sorting hat uses its ribbons to also dual wield guns. Then maybe.
No, not maybe. At that point in time, they're just killing everyone in the factory. But you're probably right. I think that he
Maybe a
falls.
6.
I think Jackie Chan, prime Jackie Chan with the sorting hat, probably ends up with a 5 or a 6, just slightly short of the required 7.
Now Jackie Chan with the invisibility cloak?
No, there's no way.
Oh, I think that's a totally different. He's already sneaky. Now he's invisible.
I don't like it as much.
I mean, no, it's not nearly as interesting for sure.
It's way lamer.
But I think it's more useful.
Like Jackie Chan sneaking into the who knows? Well, that's a good point though. But who knows what dastardly things that Willy Wonka has in there?
You know he's keeping around some pernicious canids.
Yeah, they
Just in
They
case.
sniff them out.
Just in case.
Plus,
they
you gotta
pull
figure
the
that
spit
that
out of.
chocolate river is like the only way to him. You know,
Yeah.
like he would definitely have his inner sanctum through a river of chocolate, psychedelic freak out zone.
Yeah, that's definitely a path to a layer.
I envision Jackie Chan on that boat with the hat having a massive fight scene
That I would watch.
because he couldn't fly. Like, you know, like some of these other guys that we've talked about can fly through there or do whatever. But in this scenario, he's got to take the boat
Would Aquaman be able to swim through it?
through the chocolate river.
He can breathe underwater, but it's not water.
That's a good question. Probably not. Maybe that's why the river is made of chocolate, to prevent Aquaman from coming up from the sewers, from the depths.
Man. Aquaman and the squid from Harry Potter would be an interesting duo.
I actually think that I would give Aquaman a pretty low chance in a lot of ways because he has no access to water and he can't breathe in chocolate river. And any fish that he called would be also killed by the chocolate river.
Yeah. There's a reason why Aquaman doesn't go to fight people in Kansas.
Yeah, right? You just can't cover it all.
This guy, I'm going to stay in my lane.
Stay in your lane. That's smart of him. So, after much debate, and that actually probably should have been our That's Debatable, is the sorting hat even eligible? But, unfortunately, I'm sadly going to have to mark the sorting hat down as a hard no.
It's close.
He does not make it to the pinnacle of ultimate achievement and does not rank on the WWPI. So I think that just about does it for this sexy episode. Mm-hmm. Anything to add before we go?
No.
Yeah. I'm pretty deflated after that sorting hat loss.
Yeah.
You'd think that I would be encouraged by my Marauder Map victory, but
Yeah.
this just stings too badly to enjoy it.
Brick's just a shell of himself.
Oh, God.
I feel like we're ending it sunny side up, though.
Somebody should punch you.